my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning.
Been in here and people are roaring with laughter, so.
It's a dirty show, though.
Well, it's clean dirt.
You have here the best of the best.
Yes.
So we have many celebrities here. The Harley Madison come over here, and the Usher come over here many often, and the Paris Hilton come here.
Boy, I'm dating myself, but it's okay. Nobody else will. Oh.
That's so Vegas. Welcome to That's So Vegas TV. I'm your host, Christine McKellar, and I'm here in the Las Vegas Arts District with a very lovely young woman, very talented young woman. And now that it's heating up in the summer, and it's always summer somewhere in the world, we're here with Stephanie Rotuna, and she is a designer of some really sexy, killer swimwear.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and you have the body to wear this stuff.
Well, thank you.
We'll be showing a picture of a couple of your fashion styles and designs, but tell us, Stephanie, a little bit about, you're not a Vegas local, so you said earlier that you'd moved here from Miami.
I am. I'm from Miami, and I came out to Vegas to work at the pools, to save money, to invest into my line, so that's kind of what brought me out here. I kind of came out here on a whim, and I've been out here. I thought I'd stay maybe like a year or two, and I'm going on year 5 now. I feel like it's home out here now.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
Seriously, we love when talent and, you know, all kinds of beauty things come to Las Vegas. It seems to be a mecca for that. So the line of your swimwear is called No Strings Attached.
Yes.
Which I think is really cute.
Thank you.
But I don't think for a moment there are no strings on the bikinis.
No, there's definitely strings.
Yeah, you have to have some strings or elastic or something.
Yeah.
How'd you come about that name?
I'm kind of a free spirit, so when I'd be in Miami laying on the beach and stuff, I just always felt free. And so I don't like to be attached to too many different things. I like to just go at my own pace, and so that's where No Strings Attached came from.
Do you have a design background, or what made you choose swimwear? Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
I do. So my grandma taught me how to sew when I was little. We did beadwork, and she had machines, and that was probably before I was 8 years old. And then I picked it back up when I was in my young 20s, and I went to fashion design school at the Art Institute.
Very nice. Were you always interested in swimwear, or just?
No, I actually wanted to do wedding dresses. Yeah, somehow I ended up in swimwear. I know it's completely opposite, but yeah.
It's kind of interesting though, but they're for beautiful women.
Yes.
Do you design in particular bikinis or one piece, or is it a gamut of things?
Both, but mostly 2 pieces, but I am starting to get into the 1-piece designs now, but those probably won't come out until next year.
Okay, so when you came here, you were drawn by the pool scene, meaning some of the, well, we don't want to have people mobbing you at your place of work, but a lot of the Vegas hotels, you know, they have the pool parties. Summer's really big. As a matter of fact, they're all opening now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all open for the season now.
So did you deliberately, in mind, say I'm going to go work there? Is that to help, are you looking at people for design ideas, or what is that
definitely
brought into?
Definitely, I can look and see what flatters everybody, what they're wearing, the new styles that are coming out.
Right.
And I definitely get a lot of inspiration from working there.
I think that's wonderful. Do you do cover-ups too?
I have done a few, but those will probably be in production next year as well.
What would you say to a woman? I mean, do you see some people who shouldn't be wearing 2 pieces, or do you design, what kind of material do you use? I'm kind of fascinated with that.
Well, one, I think anybody should wear anything that they feel comfortable in.
Okay.
Don't worry about what anyone else is thinking. If you feel great in it, I think that you should wear it. I don't think it matters your shape, your size, whether you should wear a 2-piece, a 1-piece. I think that there's many different beautiful women, and different things flatter them differently.
Yeah, you're right. You know, you don't have to be a twig to be attractive.
No, not at all.
So what kind of material do you use? Does it vary, or?
I use a lot of lace, and I use a lot of florals. I like to do kind of provocative styles, but with feminine touches to them. So if it's like a skimpier cut, or if there's sheer lace, I like to put like a flower or use pastel colors and kind of make it sexy, and then put the class in there as well.
What age group do you have for younger, or do you even have that in mind? Are you just thinking?
It's not really in mind, but I mean, I've sold to teenagers, and I've also sold to women in their 50s who still want to wear something sexy.
Right, and keep their tan lines. That's what I strive to do.
Absolutely.
But I do it in the privacy of my own backyard. So here in Las Vegas, now I understand that you've got, because of your experience at the pools and meeting all the people that you do, how many bathing suits do you have out there right now, would you say?
Well, I make everything as people order, so they can custom order things, so it's limitless right now.
Right. How long does it take you to put together?
I would say from cutting it out to sewing it, because I do everything. I do
Wow.
the sewing, I do the pattern making, I source the fabric, I'm making it, I'm packaging it. So I would say anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to make one.
That's really fun that it's all done by hand and by you. As time goes on and orders increase, though, won't you have to go to some type of a production facility to?
I'm there right now.
Oh,
so
good.
I
Congratulations.
am getting the larger orders, and I work at Encore Beach Club, and so I have started designing stuff for them, and we actually wear one of my swimsuits there this year. And so the orders now are coming in a little bit larger, and I made this one by hand, which took me months, and so now I'm ready to go to probably LA to start and find a factory there and start mass producing.
You know, a lot of people, I have friends who are in other types of manufacturing, but a lot of people seem to go to China. Is that too mass production for you?
It's
or
not too mass production. I just would rather not work with China. I have seen some swimsuits come out of there and some things, and not that they can't do great work, but you know, there's other places like Bali and Indonesia and stuff like that that I feel do better work.
And again, back to that, and I'm finding this fascinating when I think about it, because we all wear clothes that are made in production and they're not tailored custom to our bodies. But when you're sitting there sewing, and I know you love what you do, so there's a lot of that is going into the process. Do you still keep to the sizes like small, medium, large, or do you customize them?
I do extra small to large, but I can definitely customize. So if somebody comes in and they're larger up here and they need another inch over here and a half an inch in here, I can definitely do that. That's easy.
That's really a good selling point, I would think.
It is for when you're doing it one by one. Obviously, later on down the road, that will kind of go away. But for right now, yeah, it definitely...
I'd be on that. As a matter of fact, I have an old bikini bottom that I just love. I don't know why it fits me perfectly, and I can't find that make anymore. I should have kept it, and I could have asked
and then I can make a pattern off of it,
and I would have had it, and probably would have felt better. But again, like I was saying, I'm down to the one-piece daisies. And you do design the one pieces.
I do, yeah.
Are they as much fun as the bikinis? Or,
yeah,
or
they
do we
are,
even
because
call
they're
them
sexier cuts. I mean, you can do high-waisted here, and you can do open in the front, and it's a one piece, but it still shows.
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
sexy.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I want to get into that and also where you're headed. I know that Vegas is opening doors for you.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, I'm really impressed with your dedication to your craft, that you've put all these hours into working, and then also sharing this with your coworkers on poolside here in Las Vegas, Hakkasan and Encore, and coming from Miami, which is a lovely city, but Vegas is so international. And I imagine you run into a lot of people from all over the world. Is that true while you're with your designs and
absolutely, especially at the pools. I mean, we have people from Australia, the UK, Europe, South America. We get people from all over. So the first thing when they come in, you know, they want to buy the swimsuit that we're wearing because they love it and they want to know who made it. And so I think that's why selling in the Wynn store would be good for me.
It would be really nice. Also, that's almost like a souvenir when you go back to the UK or Australia down under and you say, oh yeah, I bought this little piece of loveliness in Las Vegas. It adds that bit of panache to it.
Absolutely.
Gives a little Vegas glam. Has living in Las Vegas altered your perception of your designs as opposed to when you lived in Miami? Or has it brought out any kind of different...
I think just getting to see more girls walking around in bikinis at the pool parties and stuff has given me more inspiration, I guess I would say. And then, you know, obviously Vegas is so small, but there's so many opportunities along the strip. with all the boutiques and the stores and everything. There's so many high-end stores and there's definitely so much opportunity in such a small place.
And as it catches on, of course, you're probably going to expand to like Neiman Marcus.
Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, that's the goal.
Nordy's. I love Nordstrom's.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. Who doesn't?
And, oh yeah, I know. Would it even be considered for something that not quite high end as Nordstrom's, but say Macy's or Dillard's? They'd be great outlets too, don't you think? Or,
Absolutely. And I can also do different lines as well. So I could do the higher end line and then I
Right.
could make another line that would be more affordable.
And by that has to do with the amount of time in the design and also the material.
The materials as well, yes.
What do you use? I mean, I've asked you this before, but is it a spandexy kind of?
It's Lycra. It's Lycra spandex, but I use laces and I get a lot of stuff from Spain, Italy, South America. I mean, I kind of shop everywhere and see little bits and pieces of things that I like from different places and I buy them and I put them all together.
I love that. How long does it take you to design a suit, or is that kind of a personal question where it would have to come like some inspiration from when you're?
I mean, mostly it's just different fabrics. So if I see a fabric that I like, I'm always buying fabric. Where most people are buying shoes, handbags, I'm always shopping for fabric. I have bins and bins of fabric that I've maybe used once, but I just always like new prints and new fabrics and textures. I have to touch everything.
Right.
So
Texture's important.
Yeah, definitely.
Has the Las Vegas showgirl costume type era influenced you in any way, do you think?
It could, but I do more of the comfort level and not so much beaded and not so much of chains and things like that. I have done them, but I would rather something simple and comfortable rather than too showy.
Right, and it still looks good because does pay to be fashionable by the poolside, especially here.
And everybody wants something that nobody else has.
Exactly.
And right now, since I'm not really out there yet, not on the level that I want to be,
Right.
they're not seeing anybody else wear that bikini when they're at the pool.
And that does beg the question, and if you aren't already in the process of if you're not providing accessories, do you have any that you could recommend? I mean, what do you think goes with a bathing suit? If you're, we know the Perot's and the wraps and the...
Hats, sunglasses.
Okay.
I'm very simple. So maybe just like a sheer plain cover up, which is some of the ones that I've designed before that hopefully will go into mass production in the next year or two. But simple, I mean...
Simple can be sexy.
Simple is sexy. I don't think you want to be too decked out. I think
Right.
you want people to focus on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe a sandal or something, or
Sandals.
toe ring. I don't know.
Wedges.
Yeah. And you're going to keep the name No Strings Attached.
I am. And so No Strings Attached was the original line. Now, we also call it NSA Swim. But then I also eventually, and have started, and it will be something more when I get into production, is a children's line that matches their mom, and it's called Strings Attached Swimwear.
That is so adorable.
Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you.
Strings attached. Now, is there a line when it comes to kids' bikinis, though? I mean, would you kind of make them a little bit more discreet or a little more...
A little more coverage, obviously.
Yes, right,
but,
yes.
I mean, nowadays, girls are wearing, even infants are wearing two-piece bikinis.
So
and they're cute. Obviously, they have to fit over the diaper and everything.
Right.
But you can definitely, there's stuff to work with there.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the world is kind of your oyster.
It is.
Which in Miami would apply, but in Las Vegas, let's say the world here in Las Vegas is your golden nugget.
It definitely is, yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
This has been delightful. Summer is coming, and everybody get ready. And you're going to have to, we have your contact information scrolling, but if you would like to get a look at what some of these look like on the body in person and being modeled every day is at Encore, right?
Encore Beach Club.
Not everybody can make it to Encore to see live models, which would be the girls walking around in your beautiful swimwear. So where could people go just to view it?
They can go to my website, which
Okay.
is www.nsaswim.com.
Okay.
And then I also have an Instagram, which is NSA Swim.
Oh, NSA Swim.
Yes.
That's got a kind of ring to it, doesn't it? What's the price point for the...
For a set, it runs anywhere from $175 to about $220.
And how is the turnaround on that? Say that someone called today and ordered a suit.
So usually I run about a 2-week wait. Since everything is made to order, I don't have an inventory. There hasn't been enough time to create that yet. So
Right.
everything is pretty much custom to you. So you order a suit, you tell me If that's exactly the way that you want it, then great, you can place it online. If not, you can email me at steph@nsaswim.com.
Okay.
And I can make any fabric in any pattern that you see that you like that I have. And usually, like I said, it takes about 2 weeks.
So would they give their measurements as well?
They
Or is
can
it-
if they want. They can
Okay.
also send a picture. I'm very good at looking at a picture and engaging what size you'd be.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good to know. So, everybody, if you want a custom suit designed by Stephanie herself, and I would suggest that you jump into that pond or that ocean right now because it sounds to me like next year, girl, you're going to be so busy.
Yeah,
2, 3,
definitely.
4, get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another eye.